Day 9:57. I am at the park. It's beautiful. I was at the coffee shop before this, just reading the Bible. Today's the 4th day of the fast, and it's confronting. I just feel like this kind of emptiness starting to boil up, like this emptiness or this lostness or this loneliness. I was just sitting here thinking, like, there's this emptiness, and I'm looking at my life right now and like doing this fast, and it's like the things that I use to fill that emptiness: food, a girlfriend, my business, porn, the lust, like all these things right now that I'm fasting from all of it. And it's just like, without those things that I've used to fill this emptiness, even though it's like a false fulfillment, like what is there? Like, what happens if I don't have a girlfriend? What happens if I don't have food? What happens if I can't work on my business? Like, these things that distract me from the emptiness. I don't think they fulfill the emptiness. I think they distract me from it. Like, what happens when I don't have those things? Then what? Like, if I lost all that, like, I'm voluntarily losing it this week, except like the girlfriend part, because I don't have a girlfriend. But like, voluntarily letting go of these other things, it's like, well, what is there? What's left? And what's left is a lot of emptiness, and it sucks, and I'm annoyed, and I'm frustrated. And I'm just like, I thought I was going to wake up this morning feeling great, because yesterday I woke up feeling great. And I woke up and I was just like, meh. And went to the coffee shop surrounded by people eating this delicious looking food, which was not helpful. And I read the Bible, and even reading the Bible didn't like do anything. I was just like sitting there like, okay, and what? Now what? Now what? Now what? Now what? Now what? But there's just like this emptiness that is coming up. And yeah, it's very confronting. Because it's like, if we take away all the things in life that fulfill us, then what's left? Like, are we just an empty shell if we are pursuing all these things that don't really fulfill us, but just distract us from the emptiness? And I feel like that emptiness is, we're missing God in our lives. Like, me doing this fast makes me realize how not close I am to God. Because God should be my fulfillment, my joy, my love, my light, my happiness, my comfort, my safety, my security. And he's not. It's all these other things. It's like, all I want to do is just go eat something. I'm not even hungry. I just want to eat something to feel comfortable and to escape the emptiness. And it's like, I look at my life, and I feel like the first time I felt emptiness, I learned to fill that emptiness with food. And then after food, I fill that emptiness with lust, And then after that, filled it with business or ambition. Then after that, filled it with a girlfriend. And then after that, filled it with sex. And it's just been all of that. Food, sex, girlfriends, business, food, sex, girlfriends, business, food, sex, girlfriends, business. And it's like, without all of that, what's left? And what I'm realizing is there's a lot of emptiness. Which I'm just getting present to it today. And it does not feel very good. Because it's just like, what an empty life. Like, we could have all the things of the world. We can have the food, we can have the sex, we can have the boyfriend or girlfriend, we can have the partner, we can have the money, we can have all these things, but it's all useless. It's all just meaningless. Like, not that your girlfriend or your wife or something is meaningless, but it's like, it's all going to be gone one day. And when it's all gone one day, then what do you have left? It's you and what? And like, the only answer could be it's you and God. And I'm just realizing like how disconnected from God I really am. And like, I don't want to idolize or worship things of this world, because they're all fleeting. The Bible talks about everything in this world is fleeting. It'll all rust away or turn into dust, or moths will eat it. Like, it's all useless. None of it's eternal. It all is temporary. And yeah, I just want to not build a life that my joy and happiness and fulfillment and safety and all of these things are based on things of this world that can disappear just like that. You could be dating someone and break up with them the next day. You can have a business that's thriving and it can go out of business the next day. You can have all the money in the world and then go bankrupt the next day. So it's just revealing to me like how superficial my life is, like how worldly my life is, which I would have never thought that. Like, I talk about God all the time. I teach the Bible every day. I read the Bible every day. I go to church. I volunteer. God, like, the Holy Spirit speaks through me so many times. Like, I coach and inspire so many people. And all of that is just fleeting. It's all temporary. But I pursue all of those things above God. And now that they're all taken away, it's just like, man, now that they're all taken away, what's left? And what's left is a bunch of emptiness. It's like a whole group of kids that just ran over here. But yeah, there's just a bunch of emptiness. And I don't want to fill that emptiness with things of this world anymore. I want to fill it with God, and I want to learn how to fill it with God. I want to learn how to have a personal relationship with God. I want to get to know God. I want God to be my source of everything, not anything from this world. I don't want to rely on anything from this world. It's all temporary. I'll lose all of it one day, everything. You know, everything you own is either going to end up in a dump or a garage sale. And that's it. Like, everyone you know is going to die and leave this earth. Everything you have one day won't be yours anymore. Like, one day you won't be able to have sex anymore. Like, all these things. So I'm just seeing, like, my whole world is based around all of these things that are fleeting. And then you take them away, and what's left is deep emptiness. And so many things in my life are just a distraction from the emptiness. I didn't even know I had this emptiness. I thought I was, like, completely fulfilled. I mean, I had a company called Fulfilled as Fuck. Like, completely fulfilled. Yeah, it's crazy. So, yeah. It helps to express it, though, and get it out, talk it through. But yeah, just to see how my whole life is just based around so many things that are fleeting. It's just like, wow, wake up. God's it. God's all that matters. If you have God, the money doesn't matter. If you have God, the business doesn't matter. If you have God, the food doesn't matter. If you have God, the sex doesn't matter. If you have God, the porn doesn't matter. If you have God, the relationship doesn't matter. Like, God's the only thing that's going to really, truly fulfill us. And God is the only thing that is eternal. And, you know, I'm realizing that my positive emotions come from things of this world. From coaching calls, or inspiring people, or working on something, or building something, or designing something, or achieving something, or eating something, or watching something. And it's like, my source of my positive emotions, 95% of them come from something of this world rather than from God. And that has to shift, because what happens when you lose everything? Or if you lose everything. I mean, when we die, we're going to lose everything. It's all gone. So what happens in that moment? I don't want to get to that moment in my life where I die and I have this realization then. Like, I'm grateful that God is giving me this realization now of how empty my life is. I'm grateful because it wakes me up and shifts my focus and my priorities and my perspective. Yeah. I feel like this is the kind of thing that people realize when they're on their deathbed. That's why they're full of regret when they die and they look back and just have so much regret. They pursued all the wrong things. And I don't want to live that kind of life. So as much as this freaking sucks, I'm very grateful for it. It is a very awakening experience.